My name's Becca. I'll be playing Elspeth, the bard slash cleric, and I will let everyone else introduce themselves from bottom up tonight.
Hello everybody, I am Traz. I will be playing Clouded Tabaxi Rogue Warlock.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott. I'm Delta's DM for tonight again.
Hey everyone, this is Azuzu. I'm playing Copy or Elizabeth, the Arcane Trickster Rogue.
Hello, I'm Alex, and I'll be playing as T. Sunblessed, the Cleric of Life.
And we are currently missing Amy, who plays Maka, who will be joining us later, and Sam, who plays Toto, who will not be joining us tonight. He is off for the evening, so we will be Jaegering as best as we can.
I believe he's playing for his rock band tonight, I believe.
He is, I believe, or some kind of band. He's got a gig. But yeah, so I'm doing the recap. So as far as I can remember last week, we made a deal with I don't know if the group established she was a mind flayer, but she was a mind flayer, to go and rescue / stop the invasion from the Geff that's potentially coming if we don't go, and hopefully rescue our team member and the rest of the people that went with them. She went off to try and fix the ship so we could go plane hopping. We ended up meeting back up with Miranda because she'd asked us to come see her. So we went to her house to find out there was going to be a party that evening. So we spent some time chilling out, resting, sleeping, because we were all pretty exhausted and pretty tapped. The gentlemen got themselves a nice new nice in Cloud's. Cloud's outfit was nice. Toto's was a little eccentric. And then we went to the party where Cloud and Toto got very, very drunk. Toto also found a sugar mama, or a honey mummy, as we were calling her, I believe, in which they made a mess of the room. There was a dancing competition. I can't remember who won it. I just know there was one. And then the group went back to sleep at the end of the party. They woke up, some worse for wear, and were having breakfast when Squidface walked back in. Managed to get her access to the ship that she'd previously been unable to get, and then she realised that there was a new person sat at the table because we'd only just been introduced to Alex's new character the evening before, and he'd joined the group for breakfast. And we left it with Squidface up in his face because she was worried what was going on. Pretty sure that's where we left it off.
And I think we can pick up from where we left off. We've got the still in disguised as Dr. Hydro, Illithid, right up on our new cleric's face. The rest of the party all just sitting there. A moment of silence as they just let the kind of tensions come to a focal point in the air. How do you wish to proceed?
Just quickly, because I know I went for like a morning walk. Would I have returned by now?
You are there because you were talking to Elspeth in the previous. You asked her who the cleric was.
Right. Sorry, my fault. Well, this is an awkward silence. Do you two need a room? looking at the Dr. Hedro and the new. Hello.
An echo in the room. It's deathly quiet.
Honestly, Dr. Hedro, if you were that worried about other people hearing, you wouldn't be talking about it in a dining room of some person's house. Can I suggest you sit down and calm down instead of getting in people's faces, because that would just cause more issues than it's solving, wouldn't it?
At that point, you can just take a tentative step back, then another, and on the third, they pull a chair.
That was all kinds of intense. I haven't seen that much intensity in a while.
Thank you.
Well, my point still stands. I now have a means of getting there to allow you to pilot the ship. You've convinced me to go along. We've got at least another day where we have a window of opportunity. Your preparations going.
Oh, how about you go and get that set up in the ship? We will meet you there when we are ready. Hopefully by this evening. While you're doing that, we'll be collecting... Becca can't think of the word. Supplies, that's the word I'm looking for. We'll be collecting supplies that we'll need for the journey and potential, and we'll also check to see if the person you've blurted everything out in front of is actually coming with us or not.
Process that and just nods slightly just as she gets up.
Just a quick thing before you go. I want to pull Hedra to the side. Do you have any communication devices you can get for us? Something that will allow us to speak to each other while we're not.
So what was that?
Could you hear me?
What was that you says?
You broke off at the end.
Oh, right, sorry. I asked if he's got any communication devices like the earring of whispers they use for Vox Machina.
Are you asking Dr. Hedro, or she just kind of shakes her head?
Okay. Would you happen to know where I can find one?
Could be a number of places. I hear there's out, and she kind of snaps her fingers trying to remember. Gilmore's Glorious Goods, I think they call it up here, up in the surface. They might have some. There might be another arcane merchant as she stands up and takes her bag and starts walking towards the exit. Just whatever you need, get it as quick as possible, and we'll get this over and done with. Meanwhile, I'll do as you suggest and get the ship ready. Leaves the room.
Elspeth's going to get up from the table and close the door behind her. So the door's closed. And then sit back down. Well, I'm glad she's gone. I'm not sure I trust the woman.
Well, I guess we're stuck with the enemies that we've made. Or the friends.
I think the the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Though it never works out that way, but still.
In any event, what else do we need?
I want to give you all the full picture before we go anywhere. She's going to take off her necklace with her holy symbol off from around her neck and pop it on the table. And go, I do not believe our rescue mission is a rescue mission anymore. Ever since I've had that, there's always been a weird kind of energy to it. When I first wore it, I assumed it was the goddesses. However, when she started using me to cast her spells, I realised it was not, and it must have been Visca's energy that was in the necklace. Last night, that energy that I felt just before the party started left, so I do not believe he's alive anymore. Which means there is a high chance the rest of the people on that ship that they took are also not alive anymore.
I'm just holding back, like Copy's just holding back like the biggest grin slash smile on her face.
Are you actually smiling?
No, she's holding it back,
Okay.
like desperately hard to hold it back.
Anyone at the table wants to make an insight check as they look about and just determine that sort of what the reactions are, feel free. Cloud's trying to take this information in, is a bit kind of befuddled himself and can't really gauge. As he kind of just sees that, kind of, I'm trying to hold the smile back, but just managing to kind of keep the face subtle from Copy, and can tell that obviously that even whilst looking about it, Toto's kind of sitting there for a moment going, I still think we should go, guys. I mean, we've seen what these gift guys can do when they put their mind to it. If they're going to come back, might as well go kick them in the nuts now and make sure they don't.
Well, as our little friend says, if they well, as our lady professor says as well, if the Geff are planning to come back and attack harder and stronger on more areas, going there and hitting them first may stop that or make them have second thoughts. And no, there's no guarantee that Visco is definitely dead, but even if he is, there's no guarantee that they've killed everybody. I don't know much about these people, but the way they had people chained up and herding them onto the ships reminds me of slavers. I may be wrong, but even if Visco is gone, there may still be people out there that we can help.
I agree. I'm with you guys. I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware.
So, just so I understand this, we're picking a fight with people that we don't need to pick a fight with, hoping they won't retaliate against us.
Yes, because I still need to find my brother. He was in the city last night, the other night. So I need to find out if he is still in the city or he's he gone, been taken.
All right, then. I guess that's a good a reason as any, seems at the moment. We still have a day to prepare, I guess. So I'm gonna go find ways we can communicate with each other without dying.
Right.
And
No
I'll
trouble.
walk out the room.
Whatever you got up to last time.
And I'll walk out the room.
Toto's just kind of like, I don't know what you mean by trouble, man. I don't know. Just kind of cocking his head a little bit, trying not to look guilty.
Cloud just gives him a sideways look, and then he pulls out the horn of silent alarm and thinks of Huggle and blows it.
Elspeth is going to look up at the new cleric and go, well, you have no idea what you're getting into, but you have heard as much as we're probably going to intend to divulge. What are you thinking?
If I can be of any assistance, I'm happy to provide it. If you feel like my presence is a burden, I'm happy to leave. After all, I don't want to intrude on your party or your friendship. I understand my offering help could be seen as something of an outsider trying to intervene.
Elspeth's going to look over at Cloud and Toto and Maka and sort of gauge their reactions.
Maka's just kind of slowing on, going, "We should still go."
Well, he sort of looks at the elf up and down. If you're crazy enough to come with us, then yeah, more the merrier.
Maka snap her fingers and Flamecon goes, "You try any desky shit, I burn you. Okay?"
And yeah, we got Mecca, so I don't have any worries.
I welcome any fire. It is a sign of my father, the All-Father.
Maybe not her fire though.
You'd be surprised. The All-Father works in odd ways at times. But if I can be of any assistance, please just tell me what you need.
Well, that's easy. You take care of my friends. And make sure they all stay alright. You do that, and you'll be doing well.
I believe I can handle that.
I'll come loudly back into the room. I realize I don't have any gold. So, does anyone have any money? Any money? No? Okay, guess I'll have to steal it then. And
Well,
I'll turn around and walk over.
okay.
As Copy bursts back out of the room after coming back in a couple of seconds later, you see Miranda coming in with tying her hair up, kind of still recovering from her hangover, just like, "You have to forgive me, my friends, but I've got business to attend to later this afternoon, and I must make preparations, so..."
Yes, before I head out, milady, if please allow me to aid with your recovery, as I gently place a hand on her shoulder and cast less duration on her.
Push your hand on her shoulder, and you can visibly see the intoxication just leave her system, just like, "Oh, thank the gods, thank you."
It's my pleasure.
You're all still welcome to use the guest rooms for as long as you need and require whilst you're in Westrun. Any other business to attend to, I shall see you when you're next around. Just as long as you don't abuse my facilities, you're more than welcome. And she kind of just walks back out.
Yeah, Cloud would have stood up for when she left and bowed and thanked her.
There's a slight nod as she leaves the room.
I think before we get on this ship, we need to have a sit-down talk with Elizabeth.
Yes, that is an idea. Unfortunately, I think that's down to you, my dear, as she sort of seems a bit closer to you.
Her reaction to the news your friend had passed wasn't the same as the rest of you was. Are you sure she's a friend?
Definitely never said that.
She seems to have attached herself to us And while none of us, I think, want her gone, as far as I'm aware, I'm not sure the way she's behaving right now fits with the rest of us. This whole time, by the way, Elspeth is just staring at her holy symbol on the table.
That's a very unique holy symbol.
It really does catch your eye, doesn't it?
I don't know what it is, but it just caught my eye.
It was not originally mine.
Total just gives a side eye to Cloud going, you get it? You get it? You see what I did there?
Cardo smirks, shakes his head. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, you're all kind of just sitting around this table still discussing things for a little while. You can just hear the kind of moving back and forth of the guards in the hallway. Just like a regular old day here in this manor home in the Opal Ward.
Cloud, what is your brother like? Perhaps I could ask around, see if any of my clients or friends around towns have spotted him.
He's generally quite distinct. He's about 6'4", 6'5", half orc, quite dark green skin. Generally traveling clothes. He likes to wander quite a lot. He loves to travel around and see the lands. Usually has a few piercings in his ears, nose ring, short hair, but a long ponytail. Sort of looks like a monk at times. Bit of a weird outfit, but yeah, it's his choice.
As we make a history check,
Okay.
remember seeing an orc with that description, but there was a lot of chaos going on the last couple of days. Yeah, lost track of. But you do know that they're somewhere about in Western right now. Well, possibly.
I spotted him just before the chaos. But the chaos, I lost sight of him, so possibility of him still being in Western is quite high.
Yeah, I saw him the night before or so. He's well, like most of my family, he's resourceful and quick. Well, he may be one of the slower members of the family, but he can usually hold his own. You can't travel these lands too much without being able to take care of yourself.
True, and that is a shame.
But it's okay. And he raises up the quite decorative horn and shakes it a little bit. Don't worry, I've already called him. If he's anywhere nearby around this area of the city, he should be heading this way, hopefully.
Heading this way to a lady's manor, and he's a half orc, correct?
Don't worry, we just had 5 proper orcs turn up at the door a little while ago, so it's perfectly fine. He's got a few more mana than normal orcs. He knows how to act.
And you're sure whatever you did won't bring the other orcs back?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, um, is there anything I can do to assist you, Mr. Toto, Miss Maka, Miss Elspeth?
And Maka are just kind of looking at one another, just like, sort of like, do we say anything? Do we not? Elspeth wish to say anything?
Elspeth, I'm fine. I do not need any assistance. And she's actually going to get up from the table and walk towards. I assume there's a back garden. She's going to walk towards the back garden. Leaves her holy symbol on the table though.
Guys still on the table as you walk out.
Cloud will say just before she leaves, if there's any ideas for any resources you can think of we might need.
A miracle, I'm sure, but I don't think those are in quick, ready supply right now.
Cloud just puts his arm around Toto and just smiles at her again. That's why you've got us.
Yeah, man, Miracle's my real name. He just kind of throws up both thumbs like, hey.
Sugar, just do me a favour and let's not split up anymore. Seems like when people split up from us in dangerous situations, we end up losing them.
How far do you want me to come with you? Just winking.
You can stay as close as you feel you need to, and she'll wink back.
Oh. So if you two... Aziz looks to Toto and Maka. Are you two as well?
See that Toto's just like tempted to say something, but Maka kind of just raises an eyebrow as if like, are you implying what I think you are? And as soon as he sees that eyebrow raise, he's just like, I'm gonna keep quiet just in case.
And Cloud is wetting himself laughing.
Oh, I wrong. I thought this party was made up of couples, seeing as they're a couple. Although the natural assumption would be you're a couple as well. If that's not the case, I'm sorry.
Well, if you definitely want to couple up with a copy, that Elizabeth, that is completely up to you.
I've had to learn manners many times over. I'm sure the lessons are impounded in me so much I could probably teach us some. Probably.
Good luck with that.
As you're all sitting, still sitting about, Elspeth, what are you doing in the back garden?
She's just sitting. To be honest.
Do you have any idea how long this expedition slash mission will last?
Well, no, but the quicker and quieter that we can do it, probably the better. Probably not a good option to hang around in enemy territory too long.
Right, so let's make a list of what sort of supplies will need. Right, we'll need rations.
Food and water is always a must. Any type of healing. I can attempt to create some more health potions, only low level ones, but I should be able to get some supplies. I've got some stashed away already.
Potion. What about weaponry and armor? Are you all set on those?
I am definitely all set on my equipment, but obviously anything better that can help out the rest of the group is always a useful commodity.
We are in Western. There are blacksmiths and magical shops here. You might be able to find something to help.
Well, we'll have to double check with everybody to see what they could do with looking at Toto and Mecca, because I'm not exactly sure what stuff they've got apart from the creamy healing wand.
Mm. Okay, that is a shopping list. Who among your party handles the group's coin?
At the minute, it seems like that would be me.
Okay. Right. What check would I have to make to give him recommendations of shops which might have the supplies that we've just thought up?
I'm pretty sure Cloud would know everywhere, and it's Scott. If you're trying to talk, I think you might be gone.
Don't think Scott's even there.
And Total's character sheets are available for people to look at because it should be in all players. Got.
When you click on it, you can only see bio and info. It doesn't show any stats or anything.
Already.
Just that cheesy mutton chop grin.
Total to Traz just to kind of be it for access. Right here. The only item that she's got that's of a note is the Peril of Power.
Just looking at his sheet, and I just saw the pearl necklace and just remembered everything from last session now.
Under conditions, needs washed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all the scrubbing and soap and prestidigitation in the world won't get rid of the dirty feeling he has on his soul.
So, Cloud or Tayo would probably say possibly armor and maybe a better armor for him and possibly a weapon, powerful weapon, if possible, one or the other.
Well, should we head to the shops?
Yes, I'll go check on Elizabeth first. But yes, we can see what's left out there and see what we can find, really. And Cloud will get up and he will pick up the Visca's glass eye necklace, pop it in his pocket and head out to check on Elsbeth. What does Toto and Maka do when he says about heading off to the shops to see if we can find some equipment?
They give each other a very guilty side eye briefly and say, "Yeah, we'll wait for you outside." And they kind of get up and just kind of start walking towards the exit. What you guys are going to do with that? Let's go back to Copy. Copy, where are you off to?
So the first thing I want to do is I want to actually track down this cleric where she is. Elia Hardoon.
Yeah.
Uh,
Investigation check. Of you discreetly asking folk to see if 21 by the name 22. You just happen to bump into a bunch of people who she saved on the night, and they point you out to a little kind of apothecaries area that's just outside of the Opal Ward.
and I'm gonna go see if I can find.
So you head off. You get to where our little shop is. It's right there. It appears that there's a couple of people who went in just ahead of you with like injuries, and now just came out with bandages at all, so you can assume that she's in.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the shop to be empty before I go in, and then once I go in, I'm gonna close the door.
Okay. You see no one leave for a while, so you think, okay, time to go in.
Cool. I'm gonna go in and then close the door behind me.
Okay. You open the door, there's a little kind of ding 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 as the doorbell kind of goes. And you close the door behind you.
Hi. You won't remember me, but is it Elia Hardoon, your name?
Goes, yes, like it. And she turns around and she almost drops a healing potion bottle that she had in her hand when she sees you.
Oh, she does recognize me. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna approach and say, okay, calm down. Calm down. Some mistakes were made. I just want you to know I'm not a petty criminal by sorts, but I did want to come and apologize.
That's walking backwards towards the counter.
Okay. I'm gonna go in a second. Don't need to shout. But that was the shop owner dying. That was his time. Although we tried our best and you tried your best, there's nothing we can do. What happened afterwards was regrettable, but we don't have control over everything. And if a person's meant to die, a person's meant to die. We can't control that. You may call the authorities after this, but rest assured, my intention wasn't to kill him. What happened after that was regrettable, like I said. Then I'll place 5 gold on the counter and just walk out.
And they're still kind of shaking a little bit. Make a persuasion check.
Come on, big money. No money. 12.
Doesn't seem quite convinced.
That's fine. She doesn't need to be. I walked out anyway.
As you get towards the door and you open it and you get the little doorbell go, you just hear a "Don't fucking move" just come from the back room.
This is what happens when you try to do good things. Okay, fine. I'll wait. What do you want?
Turn round and there's a very familiar looking tall fella.
Who that?
See the Goliath you scudded in the head with a rock?
Fuck.
You might have got away from him on the night, but the cleric talked. You're the one who actually hit me with the rock, not the little man. Correct?
Okay, in my defense, I may have lied, but number one, you're fucking huge. Number two, you're fucking huge. And number three, I was trying to save someone. So really, you're fucking huge.
Just staring through you right now going, you just made 3 remarks about my size. That really all you got to say?
3 compliments about your size. You're fucking huge. 4.
At that point, Ilya kind of steps in front and goes, "Look, just maybe you should probably leave," and just kind of just like putting her hands out in front of the Goliath to make sure he doesn't move any further forward as he's looking as if he's about to kind of go, "I'll see how they like to be thrown about," and they're like, "No, no, this," and she kind of starts shooing you out, going like, "Just leave."
Okay, bye. And I'm gonna just bolt out.
Door shuts behind you, and you start making your way out. Anything else?
And then I'm gonna have a quick look around for some magical shops, basically to see if I can procure some of these earrings.
So, you remember there was someone selling magical items at a nearby market you could probably check in on?
Okay, I'll go. Is it the same guy that gave me the thing of science?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to him first. I actually need to pick a bone with him.
Right, takes you a few minutes, but you eventually see that fire genasi sitting there selling his wares and sees you coming and goes, "Ah, back again, I see."
I'm gonna be right into his face. What do you mean back again? You sold me a defective item.
He goes, "Yeah, that's what you get for trying to curry favour with someone who nearly put me out of business, you daft old bitch. What do you expect me to do?"
Well, first and foremost, tell me she tried to put you out of business. But that was a big move.
You dropped her name as if she knew the bitch, and you were all like, "Oh, I'm a friend of hers. You might want to get." I said, "Yeah, I know, right? Her type. I've
Well,
dealt with her. I've dealt with
I'm
her before, and you know
constantly
what I'm out of
lying.
business, you bitch."
Well, I'm constantly lying. It's your fault for not working that out.
Alex puzzled at you for a second, going, "What?"
Yeah, I'm trying this new thing whereby I'm trying to be a good person.
Well, don't fucking lie then. He sits there with his flame starting to get a bit more intense.
Well, I wasn't then. I'm trying to be now.
Oh, that was then when I gave you the defective ring, yeah.
Fuck. Fine, call it even. But how does it work? Is it like a 1 in 4 chance, 1 in 3 chance? How does this shit work?
Listen, what it's supposed to do is actually shut you the fuck up. That's what it was meant to do. Clearly, it's not working then.
That's what I'm trying to fucking do, but it doesn't work.
I don't mean it makes you quiet as in the way you want to. I mean it will literally take all sound out of that big trap of yours. And there's a couple of customers going by going, "I'll be back in a sec." And he goes, "Yeah, you."
So it's meant to silence me and not. Oh, for fuck's sake.
For the record, I know I've changed the accent, but this was just like.
No, it's fine. I dropped the accent like session 1. Okay. In an attempt to be allies, because apparently that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to be good to people. I'm trying to make sure they live. I need 2 favors from you. And
Holds his arms and goes, and what would they be?
so the first one is to fix this ring so that it gives me silence in an area, so not just me. And second, I need a couple more magical items from you. I cannot guarantee I can give you payment now. Well, I can't give you payment now, but the moment I get enough money, I will make sure I pay you back 10% more than your asking price.
Let me get this straight. After bullshitting to me that you knew the woman who nearly put me out of business and tried to use it as leverage, I gave you that ring as a way of saying, get it up you. You now come back to me, insist that I fix it, and that you want me to give you more stuff with no guarantee that you actually pay for it on good faith.
I'll give you the most valuable item that I own.
Make a persuasion check.
28, finally.
Looks at Ivan and goes, what kind of item are we talking about?
This mask, and I'll take out so I'll touch my face and I'll take off the smiling mask and I put it on the table.
He's going,
This is a promise, and if you ask about this mask, you'll know why. You keep this between us, and once I have enough money, I'm gonna come back and pay you back.
another persuasion check.
Come on, 26.
His face up, slowly reaches for the mask and goes, don't take the piss, and slides the mask underneath the table. What do you need?
I need some earrings or something that helps me able to communicate with others in short distances.
Thanks for a moment and goes, I think I remember someone asking for something similar a while ago. Then he kind of starts messing about with the flame in his hair as he's trying to think. He says, oh, try to think. Ah. Just for a second, comes back with a little box and goes, I've got a box. Four of these, and they're kind of more like the chain style ear things that you kind of hook around your ear. He's like, I've got 4 of these. They kind of do a similar thing. Range is only 100 feet though.
And is it a two-way communication?
Double check some. Should be, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Um, and I'm gonna lean over and whisper into his ear. Don't be caught with the mask. It doesn't have a good reputation.
Leans back and goes like, don't you be late on payment. And you can feel the heat coming off him kind of intensify for a moment and goes, and good day to you, ma'am.
And good day to you, sir. Um, I didn't ever catch your name properly.
Far.
Out of character, Far, F-A-R?
Jafar. As
Oh,
in
Jafar.
Disney villain. Great rep, I didn't even bother. I was just like, what's the name? Jafar. Fuck it. You've got
Copy.
that.
The
Anything
name's
else?
copy. Nope, that's it.
So you're heading back to the manor.
Oh, did he fix the ring?
You whip back and go, and about this, he goes, that I'll fix it for 200 gold. Up front.
Jafar, we made a promise. Fine, I'll be hopefully I'll be back in a few hours. Stay open. And
I'll be here all day. And he kind of goes back to his customers. Back to Cloud and Elspeth outside in the garden.
one final out of character. So it's It is these earrings of whisper, but its range is only 100 feet. Yes.
Yes. Like the first attempt someone made at trying to make duplicate such thing.
Thank you.
So Elspeth and Cloud, you guys in the garden at the back of the manor house?
Cloud just sort of walks outside to see whereabouts Elsbeth walked off to.
I don't know how big this garden is, but she just found like a patch of grass in a corner somewhere and she's just sat.
Like a good 60 feet square of like just fresh grass in the middle of this mostly kind of cityscape. It's well kept.
So yeah, she just found a corner and she's just sitting.
Yeah, Cloud just walks over and sits down next to you.
You know I was joking when I said you could stay as close as you wanted, right? You did not have to follow me.
Well, you did say we want to stay together, and we have some items we need to go pick up. Well, we need to go find first.
Ah, shopping.
And especially if you can think of anything else we may need, or anything of use that can come to mind.
I don't believe so. I think as long as we all stick together, it will go as well as it's going to go.
True. As long as we have each other's back, we should be alright. It's just a bit of a shame that I thought of it too late, but I should have got a sample of that Revivify potion to see if I can copy it or mimic it or something along those lines. But oh well, I can. It's something I can maybe work on over time.
That might be something worth discussing with our new cleric friend. If he has the ability to cast that spell, he may need components for it. Might be worthwhile looking into that as part of the list.
Ah, very true. Hey, look, he's already coming in useful.
I don't know. Visca had access to that spell, but never had it at the right moment.
This is true, but if the if he didn't run off, he would be better off. But don't lose too much hope, my dear. There's always a chance.
I have learnt to go with my gut, and my gut is very much telling me that there is no chance. But I shall try.
And as I said, hopefully there is still a chance for others.
Yes, that would be the main
and,
important thing.
and at least we can verify it in the least. The unknown is usually the most traumatic. The unknown is definitely more torturous than most things.
That I can certainly agree with. Anyway, shall we go
Plus,
shopping?
yes, well, Toto and Maka seem a little bit shifty about this, so I could definitely do with your help watching those two.
Oh gosh. What have they got up to?
I can only say it is Toto, Maka, and Elizabeth.
Why
So who knows?
why do I feel sometimes that we are the parents of this party?
And Cloud just puts his arm around you and go, "Well, come on, dear, let's go see to the children."
After you. And she'll get up with him. Oh, and she'll go, by the way, did you know what happened? I left it on the table.
Cloud pulls out his pocket and hands it to you.
Thank you very much. She'll pop
As he
it.
pulls it out, it's got a faint flicker as if there's something going on.
She'll put it on and see if anything happens.
Put it on, there's a sudden kind of, as if something's going to just like spontaneously appear in the back of your mind when Dr. Hedrow mentioned about how that the Gith Yankee had, that this splinter group had a place somewhere in Limbo. You're suddenly realising that for whatever reason that this bit of information just came to you, that it's not Gith Yankee tend to hang around in Limbo, it's their something else that tends to live there. The astral sea is where the astral plane tends to be where the Gith Yankee tend to hang around.
So with that information, would I have an idea of if Tentacle Face Woman is trying to send us to the wrong place or somewhere else? Or is she maybe confused? Would I be able to make a sort of, I don't know, what kind of check that would be?
At the moment, you're kind of going like, I don't know how I know that, but I know that she's got something mixed up here.
Okay, I will. As I'm getting that information in the back of the head, I'm just going to freeze and sort of put my hand on Cloud's shoulder or arm, somewhere in that general direction, just to get him to stop while I sort of gain my equilibrium again.
Ooh, you just want to grab me, are you?
And she's going to go, I don't know if Dr. Hedrow, is that her name?
Yeah.
Is maybe confused, but I've just somehow don't have any clue how remembered that Geff don't hang around in Limbo. Geff Yankee tend to be in the astral sea. So I don't know why she'd be telling us we need to go to Limbo.
Well, that makes things interesting, doesn't it? Funny feelings from you, weirdly, are more rock solid to me than what she says. So maybe we can head back to the Cobalt Reserve while she's off tinkering with the skiff ship, and maybe we can do a bit of our own research in the meantime.
Very good idea. Let's go.
Back. Our friends sitting at the dinner table, and Toto and Maka are outside.
Who's sitting at the dinner table, did you say?
Azzy, still inside, I believe. Didn't walk off and do anything.
No, just sat there waiting.
I thought so.
Do I spot him as we go to walk past the dining room?
Yep, just sitting in the same spot they were earlier.
Are you coming with us to go shopping, or do you have your own preparations to make?
All my preparations are my spells, which I sorted this morning with my prayers. So I'll accompany you if that is okay with you.
Feel free.
Yes, if you're a healer, then as we're moving around the city collecting what we hopefully need, and that we may run into some other people that still need some help. So it has been handy. It's always handy.
True. Please lead the way.
Yeah, we go outside to grab Toto and Mecca, and then
Grab
we
the kids.
get the kids and head off to get some. Obviously, Cloud wants some alchemist supplies to try and make some more health potions, and what else was there? Rations, water, probably
Spell
just some
components.
basic stuff. Yeah. Um, as we're heading out the door to get, well, after we get Mac and Toto and walking along, I will say to Azir, would by chance you know the spell Revivify?
Yes, I do have access to that spell. The issue is, for me to use it, I have to use a diamond, which is worth 300 gold.
Huh, interesting. Is that the only item you need for this?
Yes, that is the cost. The other issue is that I need to perform the spell within a minute of the person passing. And even then, if the Raven Queen or one of the other gods who sees over the cycle does not wish for them to rejoin, it may not work.
We know, I definitely know how that part works, unfortunately. But we managed to find a couple of potions of Revivify. And they've come in quite handy lately, a couple of times. And I was hoping that maybe I would be able to make it or somehow, but I have not really any idea on the components, the ingredients, the method in making such a item.
I'm not quite sure on the methods. I might be able to help. Um, After all, I have done some basic apothecarying before. Um, so, yes, I might be able to assist you with that if you require it.
Are you an alchemist?
No, as I said, I've done some apothecarying, so I know the sort of herbs and materials that go into making, well, at least some healing remedies and whatnot.
So, well, that's definitely come in handy. Bit of aid making a few potions. Never goes amiss. If that's it, we'll probably just head on to collect the items, really.
Head off, you bump into a copy on the way back.
Ah, the party's here. So, I've managed to procure 4 of these, so we need to be careful. We need to be specific as to who we need to give it out to. So I'll give Cloud 3 of the earrings. Actually, I'll give it to Elspeth. These earrings will help us communicate as long as we're within 100 feet of each other.
I'm going to hand them to Cloud and go, I do not need these. I have a spell I can cast numerous times that goes more than 120 feet, more than 100 feet, which allows communication either way. And I do not have to speak out loud for. So maybe it would be best with you, Toto and Maka. Or perhaps one to our new cleric friend.
We can definitely divvy it up in a bit, unless you believe we, well, Cloud will hand one to Toto and Maka, and yeah, hand one to our new cleric friend.
Thank you.
Well, as turning to Elizabeth, as you are generally usually with Toto's by Toto's side, at least then, if need be, we can always keep in contact.
And you at least have a way of communicating with me and whoever else.
Of course. Right. We have a few items to get, and if there's anything else we may see or find, all the better.
And speaking of, uh, who normally looks after all the money for the?
That would be me at the minute.
I know we've not got off on the best of foots, but any scope of me having a bit of it? Say 200 goals, we'll call it even.
Cloud takes off his haversack and puts his hand in one of the side pouches, rummages around, and pulls out a small pull string bag and hands it to you. Gives one to you, one to Elizabeth, one to Toto, and one to Maka, all holding 200 gold.
Elspeth hands hers straight back.
Thank you.
And goes, in fact, if you are looking after party gold, and she will pull out a pouch containing 1,000 gold and hand it to you.
Also, I found this guy named Jafar who's an interesting fellow, let's say. He's making magic items in the market. I'm going to go see him if you're interested in going to him again.
Definitely might be an idea to see what other stuff he may have. Anything of interest or useful will definitely come in handy, I believe. And out of character, I'll just put 200 on Toto's character sheet if someone could do it for Mecca.
Don't think we were ever given control of Maka's character sheet, unfortunately.
No, but Scott will have it. And don't forget to add
Like I
1,000
said,
gold to you.
I have about 910 gold pieces, and she pulls out 2 gems and goes, these are worth about 500 each, and the 6 platinum coins as well, going, I'm okay for minis.
Holy shit, you guys are walking around with like gold upon gold. I had 5 gold in my wallet.
Cloud quickly just like covers it and pushes it, like as she holds it out, he pulls her cloak around it and everything. Says, "Don't get that out in public, my dear, especially after a crisis."
Love how the party is loaded, and the cleric has nothing.
I just like that. Nobody knows exactly how much Cloud has now.
Well, he has 1,000 more than he did have, but then he gave out like 400 there. If both me and
600.
if Maka gave hers back as well.
Oh, Mac gave hers back as well.
Did she, Scott?
Yeah, she gave it back. She's got 910 on her personally, so it's a bit of a mute point.
So 200 to Toto and 200 to Elizabeth.
Which makes me think I need to make another stop off somewhere as well. So if we head back to Jafar's, but on the way, if Cloud sees a sort of like a herbalist or alchemical shop, to try and pick up some items to try and make some healing potions or any type of healing ointment or anything along that line.
At
And
that
if
point, you just get a slight tapping on your side going with like Toto with a big grin on his face going, herbalist, you say? I know exactly where to go.
and then it clicks to Cloud as well, because I just remembered. Yes, that is true. We have our good friend. And also, if Cloud sees a some sort of tailor or leather worker, something along those lines, maybe he wants to drop into a place like that.
Uh-huh. An investigation check while you're thinking over of all these places. You're lucky you know which way's up. Right now you're like, okay, we'll go this place, this place, this place, and your brain just starts to slowly get that kind of delayed. You're still kind of hungover a little bit, dude. Don't you be rushing off. You're getting ahead of yourself here, and I can't think straight as to, I don't know where the leather tanner is, but I know where the Toto guide me towards herbalist guy. I think I need a little pickup.
Yeah, he starts overthinking and just gets very lightheaded for a little bit.
Anyone in the party looking for something specific while Toto and with Maka and Cloud go to the herbalist?
I'm gonna go with copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Jafar and give him the 200 gold to fix my ring.
I'll accompany Copy and Elsbeth.
Oh. We'll deal with Jafar first. You approach and you see him dealing with a couple of customers. It seems like a good day for him. Sees you coming back in to see the kind of like joy come out with you. He's like, "Oh joy, you've returned."
I did say I
Where's the
would.
accent?
I did say I would. Here's the 200 gold. Now fix the ring,
Please.
please.
Holds out
Fix
his hand.
the ring. Yeah.
Takes the ring, throws it over his shoulder into a bucket nearby, and then pulls out another one and goes, "There's your ring of silence."
Seriously. Jafar, this is Elspeth. Elspeth, this is Jafar.
He
He
just
tends to
sits
have
there
a
with
lot
like
of
hand resting on his head resting on his own hand. You see a kind of like thwomp of the hair above his voice. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
he tends to have some magic items you party may find useful.
Is there anything on display that I can see that the party might find useful?
Making an Arcana check.
18.
Looking around and you see there is a ring of spell storing sitting on the his table. There is also a silver dagger sitting on his table as well.
I'm going to point to each of them and go, these look very interesting pieces. Can I ask what they do?
Ah, certainly. The ring of spell storing here, as it says, you store spells. If you're a caster, you can put a spell. You can keep a spell in here for additional use. And he starts kind of like twisting it between his fingers, going very handy for lots of situations. This, he just starts twirling the dagger about, catching up with a blade tip on his on his nail, just like this is a silver dagger. Very handy for certain situations where getting your point across to certain beasties might be needing a little bit of an extra edge.
With the ring of spell storing, can a caster store a spell in the item and then gift that item to someone else? And
Thanks
have
for
that
that,
spell
Gus.
still be useful?
Well, since I've had someone ask that question, it might be a little bit more difficult for them to cast if they are not native to the spell type, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just sell this shit, but not out with the realm of possibility.
And the dagger, does one need to be connected to it to use it, or can...
It is just a silver dagger.
How much...
I normally don't deal with these sorts of things, but it was in amongst a bunch of things I found. So
How much for both
yes, I
of
sell
them?
it. Off, I'll run you around 600 gold pieces.
Considering my friend has just paid you 200 to fix a ring you have already sold her, is there any possibility of a deal, especially as I'm buying both? And she'll wink at him.
Persuasion check, please. As you wink, you just see like a noticeable flutter of the flame above him. He's just like, okay. How about just one time offer? One time offer only. 350.
Sounds like a very good deal to me, and I'll hand over the 350.
In a little pouch, takes it. Even adds in a little kind of fancy leather sheath for the dagger. Here you go. And the ring. Hands over the ring.
Thank you very much, sir.
Very much so. And he just kind of decided that Kobe goes, see, this is how you do business. You don't act like you know any fancy ass noble bitch. You just come and do your thing.
Like I said, I'm trying to be a different person now.
That'll be a miracle.
Goes under his breath as he goes, and if that will be all, ladies.
I believe it will be. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice afternoon.
Anything else you still want to do before we jump to the herbalist?
Nah,
Nope.
I'm done.
As we approach the herbalist, as he's following a rather eager Toto, as he's kind of trumps the way back to this herbalist shop, as you can see, he's like white smoke coming out of a nearby window. Everyone, opens the door. There's about a pluff of smoke, and just like, this is the greatest place ever. Just walks in ahead of everyone.
Cloud follows in behind.
So you go in. There's the shopkeeper again, just sitting there having a little talk to himself. Ah, my friends, nice to see you. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too, my friend.
What can I do for you today in this most beautiful afternoons?
We were hoping to, if we were able to collect some, purchase some items to create healing tonics and such.
Want to brew your own? Or I've got I've got plenty here that are pre-made, including some of my special brews. Remember, little one? You remember me? And Toad's like, yeah, that was some good shit. And he just looks up at Cloud.
Well, what you got? What price you doing?
Just give me one moment. I go check my stock, and he goes into the back room. Also, my alchemist friend gave me some good things for to sell if you are interested.
Well, we're always interested. Whether we're interested enough to buy, that is the question.
That's a great question to ask. And he comes in with this like kind of palette, sits it down, and goes, right, okay. Here we have a healing potions for you. I got 2 superior, 1 supreme, which is a bit pricey, but always handy to have. And I got the cup with my herbalist friend gave me, and he pulls out this like really old looking bottle, pulls dust off and goes, this, what the fuck is even this? He can't even read the label on it. He's like, takes the cork off and smells and goes, whoa, sorry, that's the other thing. He puts it next to like behind the desk and goes, I think I mixed that bottle with something else. Goes back, reaches out and goes, here it is. It's kind of like a kind of square whiskey bottle looking thing. More viscous looking inside the bottle. He's like, this is a bit on the offside, but still very useful.
In which way?
You see, my friend, normal healing potion, all well and good. This special little thing that he made up with some of my herbs will make sure that hurting you very hard in the future. Makes you a little bit hardy. Takes a good, constitution to take this stuff, but once you do, you are like rock solid.
And what you asking for everything?
Regular prices for the greater healing potion running you about a. And he looks at it and goes, you know what? For you taking a leap of faith for me, brother, I gave you it for 150 gold each. 46. And he's sitting there with a little abacus trying to do the math. A little bit kind of like red-eyed, so he's having a bit of trouble counting.
900 for 6 for 150.
Hey, you know what I'm on about. The superior's about 600 gold on its own. The supreme's about 1,000. And he holds up the thicker bottle and kind of goes, this is about 600 on its own, but it's well worth it if you get into a scrap.
And what about your own special brew?
Unfortunately, I don't have any of those available right now. My last little hub stock for that particular brew burned up in the Geeth attack the other day. But I will get more in future. You rest assured of that, my brothers.
Well, how about you call it 5 of the greater. That special brew. And a couple of pouches of some smoke for 1200.
Make a persuasion check. He kind of hesitates for a moment and goes, "That's for you one time deal, but from now on, I might need to give you a little bit because these things are not easy to grow. It takes a lot of care. You know how it works, my friend."
Well, how about a extra little sweetener of when you grow some special stuff? If you want an extra hand to brew anything interesting up, give me a call. I'm very adept at making some interesting items.
With that, he kind of smirks and goes, "Alright, 1200 for the lot it is. Get your 5 graters and the special brew on there." He goes, "Remember, you take that." And he starts patting the chest, going, "They're hard to, hard to hit." All packed up for you and just slides over. "There you go, my brother." Or immediately just goes for the packs for all the smoke. Goes, "Thank you."
Yep. Yeah, Cloud hands over the 1200. Takes the stuff and says, "You take care, my man. We'll catch you later."
He blows the smoke screen and goes, "My lord, I guide you, my friends."
I'll guide you. And we'll leave and head out and try and meet up with Elizabeth and Copy. Elizabeth.
Oh. Aka kind of takes a queer eye to that special brew potion and goes, "Mind if I have a look?"
Of course. I was going to ask if you could double check to see exactly what it does.
I'll say that she does it, not like full ritual thing, but she kind of takes a kind of informed eye to it and she goes, "What essentially this potion does is it makes you resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for 1 whole minute." But it has been left for a while on the shelf, so the chances of it working as effectively as a full minute remain to be seen.
Goody gumdrops. Oh, it's definitely handy if it works, he says.
Quick out of character question. Are there any spells stored in the Ring of Spell Storing at this present time? Or is it empty?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, this is starting to freak me out a little bit now.
No, I'm quite happy with you rolling 20s all day long. Helps us out, Matt. Great.
Hang on, since you got a 20, I'm going to need to tailor this a little bit.
Basically, it says the description of the item, if it's exactly as it should be, says when found, it contains 1d6 first levels of stored spells chosen by the GM. So I'm just checking if there is anything and what's in there.
Yeah, but I'm feeling generous since it was an actual 20. Yeah, there is a spell in it. You're just not quite sure what it is. Presently, you can go, "Okay, I know there's something pretty beefy in here, but I don't know what it is."
Cool.
Might need to double check with and you tap on the in the glass eye and go, maybe I'll need to have a think over it, and hopefully I recognise it.
Awesome. Thank you. Also, while we're walking, I'm going to keep an eye out for any shops that might sell diamonds.
Walking by, you hear of someone going, I have the finest jewelry here to see at the restaurant. Sapphires, rubies, diamonds, galore, everything you need. Come to me, Mr. Van de Cap.
Really, Scott?
Nicely
Really?
thought up on the spot. I enjoyed that. I am going to walk over to said jeweler.
Goes, my beautiful lady, you need something to go with the eyes, you see? And he kind of starts pulling up a little kind of felt cushion with like sapphire set in it and going, what do you think, huh? Do they match?
I believe you may be colourblind. My eyes are green, not blue.
When he kind of just gets he gets his glasses, cleans them off. My apologies. He goes, emeralds is what I'm looking for.
It is fine, sir. I am not looking for pretty gems today. I am looking for a gem that will be useful in spellcasting, namely a diamond.
It's He gets a little box out and he opens it up and you just see it's got quite a few diamonds in it of varying worth.
Would I be able to tell if any of those are around about 300 gold without asking him?
You look and you see there are at least 300 gold worth diamonds in this little box.
I'm going to point to two of them and go, and how much for these two?
$850 total.
Is there any chance of a deal if I'm buying both?
Right. If you get a 20 here, I'm going to swear.
Could I assist?
I think 23 actually goes. 750.
Sounds like a fair deal to me, and I'll hand over the 750 gold.
Okay. He picks up the two of them, puts them in a nice little velvet bag. You are, my lady.
Thank you very much. And I will hand him the gold, of course. And then I will turn to our cleric friend and take one of the diamonds out and pop it in his hand and go, that is for if we need revivify.
Understood. And he takes it and backpack.
At that point, Van de Cap looks at him and goes, You there!
Yes.
Pointing to go out, goes, Pushes you over.
What was that, Scott? I didn't quite hear you.
He ushers you over. Like, you, over here.
Okay, I move over.
Gets back from his stall for a second and then shouts back and goes, yeah, Alira, can you come back here a sec? And one of his store hands comes in and goes, That's the man who's... And you recognise the young half-elf as someone who you helped assist during the night of the Geff attack.
Little one. Glad to see you're doing well. Are you
At which point he
suffering?
goes, says, if that's the case, the third one, 300 diamond that you had, he just kind of underhand throws it to you. Have it.
I catch it and I pass it over to Elspeth. Here you go, madam.
You may as well keep both of those. I will keep the one I've got as spare just in case. But you will be most likely the one casting it. This one is just in case you go down and we find someone else that can cast it.
Okay. Now, little miss, are you suffering any after effects?
Shakes her head and goes, Nothing, not after your help, thank you.
Good, good. Are you making sure to rest and eat properly?
Kind of half bow and goes, yes, I have. At which point Van de Cat goes, when she's not here, she has been taking all the rest she needs.
Good, good. Thank you very much for your donation. It is much appreciated.
And he goes, yes, but I have to thank you for keeping my assistant alive. I wouldn't be able to run this store without her. Yeah, usually kind of casual bow and goes back to his wares.
So, where to next, Miss Elizabeth? Or Elsbeth?
I believe I am done, if everyone else is done. Maybe we should meet up with the others.
I need to make one further pit stop at a general store.
Then that we shall do.
Thank you. I just want to go buy some ball bearings.
Do you say that's what you're going to buy?
Actually, yeah. I just need to buy some ball bearings.
I just hand you a bag. Of them.
Sorry?
Oh, buy these? Here, have a bag.
Yep, I just hand you a bag of 1,000 ball bearings.
Awesome!
I have not thrown that many at you.
No, you have not. I noticed them. I noticed I had some in my inventory, like, in the middle of the week. I was like, why the fuck do I have ball bearings? Actually, I'm gonna take, like, 5 of them out, so you have a bag of 995 ball bearings. I'm keeping 5 of them. Do you still need to go to the general store?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
I am going to cast message at Cloud and go, we are done with our shopping. Whereabouts are you? We shall come and meet you.
Telepathically, Cloud will reply his location.
You give her sort of like a rough idea where you're both going to meet up, and you agree just in a certain section just outside the Opal Ward, near where the Black King statue is.
Cool, so I will lead my 2 over there.
Once we meet up, Cloud will say, did you collect everything you needed?
I believe so. Plus some extras, and she's going to pull out the silver dagger and go, I know you tend to prefer your slightly bigger weapon, but sometimes a little finesse is called for, and she's going to gently toss it to him. Praying she doesn't fucking hit him with it.
10d8 poison damage, you get stabbed in the eye with a silver dagger.
Ah, my eye! My eye! You stabbed me in the eye!
I can fix that.
I can also fix that.
Just accidentally casting inflict wounds instead of cure wounds. Oops, wrong spell.
But yeah, no, she's going to give you the dagger. Because she's not seen anyone else use daggers, so...
Is everyone okay? I just heard a massively loud scream.
Are you being serious or are you joking?
No, I'm being serious. Like I walked away from the mic, but then I heard a massive loud scream. I don't know whether it was you guys.
Wasn't us. If you're referring to the laugh that we all or the one that Traz done for like, oh my eye, that's about it.
Yeah, that's the one then. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, I didn't scream that loud, did I?
Like a little bit.
Well, I was across the room and my headphones still picked it up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
My
At least I
hamsters
know
were
you
it
care.
as well. My hamsters were it as well.
The hamster's just like, what?
There's
Yeah,
danger.
The
Yeah,
ham-
she is. She's actually at the edge of her cage, just waiting for a response now.
The hamster. I wake the hamster up. Apparently.
The hamster jumps up and pulls on a Batman mask. I'm Batman. Let's go.
No, no, no. It's clearly the dramatic twist pose for the hamster.
She
You know.
is so cute. Anyway.
Sorry. He'll take. Appreciate it and take the silver dagger and slip it away. He will hand Elizabeth, Maka, Toto. Oh, Elizabeth, Maka, and Toto a potion of greater healing, and Azir. Yeah, all five of you, one of the 5 greater potions of healing. So I'll pop that on Toto's sheet.
Marker as well, sorry.
Greater healing is 4d4 plus 4?
Yeah, 4d4 plus 4.
Cool. And she's going to pull out the Ring of Spell Storing and look at Macra and go, I do not know if this would be better for you or for me. I know there is currently a spell stored in it. I do not know what it is. But it allows you to store a spell in there for use at a later date.
Maybe better for me right now.
I will hand it over.
What kind of matrix gibberish bullshit is that?
I was also wondering that.
Setting up the greater healing potion, and I accidentally clicked it before I set it up.
It's Geff. Kill him.
I'm not copy. So it's 4d4 plus 4, correct?
Correct.
And Elsa's going to go, oh, and one more thing. She's going to pull out the little pouch with the diamond in it and also hand that to Cloud and go, if you are looking after the money and you are most likely to be the one that manages to stay alive, considering how quickly the rest of us tend to go down, you may want to keep hold of this. And she'll hand him the diamond.
Cloud will sort of like squint and look at her a bit confused, like, I did die yesterday.
May I suggest me holding on to it? I'm just saying,
No.
haven't died yet.
And Cloud just grabs it.
Worth a try.
Is it a diamond of 300?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, it works.
Before we go any further, I'm going to openly admit, by the time you don't know what's in it, but when that spell storing ring gets used, I'm bending the rules just a little bit because of nat 20s. Just forewarning before anyone tries to go, can't do that.
The Ring of Spell Storing says anyone can cast from it. And, it just
Yeah,
uses
meaning
the...
I'm meaning
Oh, the
for
actual
other
spell.
things.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone can use it. I was just double checking because I was like, I'd assume so. Anyone can use it if you store it. I don't know if we need to be caster. Was more him just like, I don't know, because I sell
Can
this shit.
Can I ask a technical question? So something like Revivify that's got a material component, how is it possible to put that in a ring of store?
You just use the component at the time you cast it into the
It's-
ring of spell storing.
You cast
Okay.
it into the ring.
Okay, all right.
Do you know how many open charges the ring has? Because if it has 3, I could store a Revivify spell inside it.
I do not believe there are any from the sense I got of it.
Well, when the slots become available, I can always put some healing spells into it if need be.
I'll say for the sake of making things simpler, until what's in it has been used, the number of spell slots will be determined after that, and then you can just go like, okay, stick.
Cool.
Or until you can figure out what it is, which I think if Maka is given a bit of time, she can double check what it is. Yeah, and I will be bending the rules a little bit, so before anyone reads this and goes, that's a bit too much, it's like, fuck it.
It has a wish spell in it.
Where do we go from here?
Kobold Reserve. Do a bit of our own research.
That sounds good. How about we meet you there? I need to borrow Elizabeth for a second.
Here's the question.
That's fair enough.
Here's a question out of character. Where are the pets?
I've already done
Taken
that.
care of.
Way ahead of you.
No problem. Just checking. Because my character knows nothing about them, but out of character, I just wanted to make sure they were being taken care of.
But yeah, so I will pull Elizabeth to a quiet park somewhere, I guess. Somewhere quiet.
I
Oh,
guess
kind of,
I'll go very
okay, Mike.
reluctantly.
Oh, you're not getting a choice. She is marching you.
Aren't you off somewhere?
Yeah.
Somewhere quiet where there's not many people around.
Yes.
Have a seat. I'm assuming we're in a park.
There's a bench.
Yeah, so she's gonna indicate the bench.
I'll sit.
I'm also going to sit next to her. We need to have some kind of talk. Because the way things are heading, you are not fitting in well with the party as a whole. So if you plan to stick around, you need to have a check of your attitude.
Okay.
Possibly understand more than you would think I do. Because I was very much the same a very long time ago. Bit of a chip on my shoulder, didn't really need anyone, bit arrogant, bit up my own arse.
This isn't arrogance, this is survival. If that's what you're getting at.
Oh no, I know that as well. I don't.
Then
After you.
then I don't see the problem. I'm still around, much to my chagrins.
That exactly there is the problem. If you do not want to be around the group, we are not making you. You do not need to stay. It is your choice to stay with us. If you're going to be an asshole about it, we will take that choice away from you.
I'm staying in the group, but I'm not gonna die for the group when the group won't die for me. So what is the point in me dying for?
No one is asking you to die for the group. We gave you a million times the option to walk away and not come with us on this, what you call a suicide mission, but yet you are choosing to come. That is your choice.
It is a suicide mission, and you know that. But I made a promise as well that I will read your friend his last rites, and that's something I must do. I read the elephant his last rites, even though I couldn't stand him. I must read it for your friend as well. Call it an assassin's last wish.
I think what I'm trying to get at, which I believe is getting lost in translation, is if you're sticking with the group, we will do our best to include you as a member of the group, but you also need to do your best to integrate. We cannot make the choice to die for you if you keep pushing us away. So sometimes, and I know it's hard to understand at the moment, but you'll get there, I'm sure. Sometimes being alone isn't always the best way to survive, as proved by the 3 members of the party that we have lost because they left the party. If you want to stick with us, then that is your choice, and I will support you in that, but you need to meet us halfway, and the attitude needs to change. You're not by yourself anymore, surviving by yourself. You don't have to do that. We can help you survive if you let us.
Is that all?
Yes, that is all. You may go.
Thank you, Elspeth. And I will walk away.
Just before she goes, I'm going to call out. By the way, considering I know what you are, I would assume Elizabeth is not your real name, but I will continue to use that name until you trust me enough to give me your real one. And then I'll let her walk
It's
away.
copy. As she's walking away, I'll kind of whisper out, it's copy.
Do I hear the whisper?
I say yeah, you do. Being elf ears and all that, you pick up.
Cool. And that's Elspeth will walk towards the Cobalt Reserve to meet up with the others.
Yeah, they're
and,
catching up.
and I'll take a longer route to go to the Cobalt Reserve so I can give myself a bit of time to think. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the apothecary where, what did her? Elia.
Elspeth's catching up, and you're heading to the apothecaries. The others arrive at the Cobalt Reserve a little ahead of you. How do you wish to proceed?
Let me have a quick look at something. That's it. Cloud will have a look, see if he can find Ingram, Brother Ingram, or whatever it is.
Around somewhere. You take a little while to find him, but then you can see him. He's like, "Ah, hello."
Good day to you, my friend. We're hoping to, if it is possible, to use the library to do a bit of research.
Things are a bit in disarray, but you're welcome to whatever resources we've got, as all people are.
We wanted to try and learn a bit more about these GIF, if possible, if by any chance you have any information on them.
Nods and goes, follow me. He goes off into one of the many parts of the Cobalt Reserve's vast libraries and starts kind of pulling out a couple books. Starts handing them to you. This one here, and this one. Got like a small pile of medium-sized books. Would be a bit more organised, my friend, but we've had a bit of a hard time trying to keep tabs on things after the attack.
No, this is perfectly understandable. We just thought as they can appear from nowhere, attack, and then disappear back to wherever they came from, it may be an idea to get a bit more knowledge on them. Know your enemy, as it may say, as the saying goes, just in case they try this again.
Abdullah goes very, very insightful and wise decision. Unfortunately, most information about the Gith are scattered, hence why I gave you all those books. There's only slight mentionings throughout Taldori's history of them ever appearing. The only kind of more substantial one is noted the later days of the Age of Arcanum when the Illithids were overthrown and the Gith became two separate species. Other than that, the rest of it's all just scattered.
Well, hopefully some knowledge is better than no knowledge.
And if you find anything you believe it will be useful to help the residents of Taldori and Western in particular to fight off potential incursions in future, sharing said knowledge would be invaluable.
Definitely, we will definitely see about that. We have some work with Lady Miranda Killard and a few contacts we have to learn what we can from their ships and the way they maneuver and pilot them. It's very unique. But if we can work out how they work a bit better, we could possibly use their own technology, their own ships against them, and find if there's any flaws to it.
Vicious, I'll leave you to it then for now. And he starts walking away.
Thank you, brother.
As he leaves, he points out, just as he's walking in the corridor, there's a desk here if you wish to use it, and there's like a kind of round table with like multiple kind of drawers attached to it and ink wells and all the investigative like research notes and stuff like that available for you.
Yeah, Cloud sits down, probably with tied to a Mac, and hands out a book to each of them and starts having a flick through and trying to do what he can.
Always kind of
Learn
sitting
what
there like, are we really going to be sitting here studying? And he's sitting there kind of like, you can see the redness starting to build up in his eyes after like a couple puffs of the pipe. You know, like, man, I don't know. And he opens up a random page and there's like I get like a sketch of a Getty Yankee in night, and he kind of goes, "Oh fuck!" and drops the book.
Cloud takes the book, picks the book up, puts it on the table, and reaches into his bag, pulls out a tusk glove, and hands it to him. And says, "Start reading that."
Takes it with more caution. He starts reading it, and a few minutes later, you just see a smile appear. He's going, "Yeah, this is more like my kind of research." Aka starts kind of going through all the kind of one hand on her side of her head as she starts flicking through pages of a couple of the books. It's a bit of a shudder when she finally attunes to the ring of spell storage and she now knows what the spell is.
Oh shit! Duke Nukem time.
She's kind of looking at the ring with a kind of, almost like a kind of like, oh, kind of expression on her face.
Is everything all right, my dear?
Very good. I found out what this stored spell is. How it fits in the ring, I have no idea.
Do you wish to share, or would you like it as a surprise?
Has this really evil looking grin on her face go, maybe surprise.
Cloud sort of stops and it just like sat there, paused for a moment, like half like this could be interesting, and half, oh fuck, what have I done? What have we done? And then just carries
Even
on
Toto's kind
going
of
through the
sitting there,
books.
like he's sitting there with like the book resting in front, and he kind of holds it so it's like covering half his face, and he just goes, "Oh fuck!" Basically, expression to it, like, "What have we done here?" But when he looks up and sees Maka, he just kind of smiles and nods, going, "Yeah, this is like best book ever." Fuck! Whenever he turns back to you, he just goes, "What? What have we give her? What have we give her? Oh, I know. Oh, I know."
I yeah. I think Cloud
I
just
think
sort of
Gavin will
like,
start walking about if we leave her with that ring. I don't know. I'm getting paranoid. Fuck, man.
I,
It's the weed. It's the weed. He starts holding his pipe, going, "I think it's this. It's making me paranoid. Fuck."
Cloud takes it off of him and just like takes a couple of puffs himself. No more for you for the rest of the day.
He's like, "Oh, come on, man. Don't be hasty." Takes it back off. He's like, "Again, you take a couple of us. It's fine. It's just a case of it's been a rough couple of days, and you all ever see Maka that happy when shit's about to explode." So
Yeah, and Toto and Cloud just sit there reading their books, doing a couple of puff pass.
at which point, one of the Cobalt Reserve guys comes over with this long, strange looking pole thing, reaches up and opens up a couple of windows nearby. I prefer the smell of old parchment myself, but in light of recent events, I think we're not inclined to argue. And he kind of just gets his little weird clockwork contraption with like it's notes about the white stone insignia on the side of it. Winds up and it's like a little portable fan, just blowing the smoke towards the open window.
uh, Cloud just goes back to reading and trying to learn whatever he can or anything of you.
I'll give you a bit of time to read that over while we see what happens at the apothecaries with copy. So you reapproach. Door opens again. Ding-a-ling-ling.
I'll walk in. I'll ask, where is your barbarian friend? The really tall one.
At which point, as the door shuts behind you, you just hear the footsteps of him. He was leaning against the door. He's just like, mm-hmm.
I'll
What do you
turn
want?
around. I'll close my eyes and I say, I'm sorry that I hit you with that thing. I'm trying to be a new person, and that's not the way to go about it. So this is me apologizing to you. If you need to hit me, go ahead.
Make a persuasion check.
20.
Seriously thinks about it, but then his eyes kind of look over you, and then he kind of just like lets out a kind of. Don't be a bitch and throw rocks at people when they try to help out.
Sorry, could you repeat the last bit? I didn't catch the last bit.
From now on, don't be a bitch and throw rocks at people when they're trying to help out. Throw it at the guys causing the mess, not helping.
I will try my best. Thank you. Ilya, I think that's it.
She pulls a bit of hair out of her face and goes, "Yes."
I need a little favor. I wanted to know the deity that you.
Why?
I'd rather not explain.
Just looking at you kind of confused. It's like, why would you want to know if you're not going to tell me why?
If you tell me and I live in, in the next week, I'll tell you why.
Kind of giving you a weird look, but she kind of goes, "Oh well, if you insist," and she kind of opens up her side pouch and she shows you the symbol of.
Symbol of what, Scott?
I'm looking at it. Shut up. I'm trying to describe it and see if you actually know this or if you just like. Uh, it's like a little coiled branch in a circle, so it's. You look at it and you recognize it as the Wild Mother. Most people in the city prefer if you say things like Pelor or the Platinum Dragon as like, yeah, I'm a follower of the Wild Mother. Shrugs a little bit and goes, satisfied.
Thank you. Yeah. If I live in the next week, I'll come back and tell you why. Okay, bye. And I'm just gonna run out.
You know that you're gonna step out, you need to kind of sidestep the Goliath as you're like, oh, excuse me, come and do, and then step out. And they kind of, as you see the door about to close, they kind of both look at you as if like, what a strange person.
Yep,
Door shuts.
fully understand that.
And you head back to, I'm guessing, where the rest are all heading, which is the Cobalt Reserve.
Yeah.
Elspeth arrives at the Cobalt Reserve after about half an hour.
Just go try and find everybody else, which I believe would mean follow the smoke.
You see, like what people on the show are looking, what you think is concern or like worry after obviously the attack, and like that heavily damage the reserve. Some are kind of just sitting there tapping their feet and shaking their heads as they realise it's not that kind of smoke.
I'll walk up and go, really, guys? In a temple, in a library, you're causing quite a scene.
Well, you know what we're like.
She'll tap you on the shoulder and go, apparently I was wrong earlier. Apparently I'm the parent of this party. And just give you a smile.
He just gestures at them and goes, "Hey, I've kept them quiet." And, well, I've kept him generally quiet. Probably sitting there with a big grin on his face reading his book.
The occasional inappropriate giggle aside, yes.
And then gesture Mac and she's been helping with the research, and I think she found out what the ring does. And yeah, and Cloud just sort of like, don't know if he should be happy or scared shitless.
I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, she said she wants to keep it as a surprise. Yeah.
Oh god, that can't be good. Oh well. What have you discovered about our ugly friends? And she's going to sit on the table.
Yes, Cloud, make me history checks with advantage. Between both you and Maka, you kind of get a couple of bits. Again, it's all scattered throughout various books. Maka got a bit more of a clear picture that most of what you've already learned. Githyanki tend to be these marauders who every now and again decide, let's go on a raid, attack various planes of existence in order to capture as many slaves, take as much loot as possible. Very much marauder-like culture, very much aggressive. One thing that Maka pointed out to you in particular, Claire, is that the silver sword you're carrying, very much a case of they take their things with great pride, and they don't like losing them. And they certainly don't like people carrying them around.
Ah, well, that's fine. He didn't lose it. He lost his life, and then I took it.
Again, there is the case of it very well. They tend to their place that they most commonly reside as Githyanki is the Astral Sea. It is their actual counterparts, the Githzerai, that reside in Limbo. Which, when you remember Elspeth mentioning beforehand, you put two and two together that either the doctors got mixed up, or there's more to the situation than met the eye.
Were we able to learn anything about the gifts of the rye a bit?
And the Githzerai, you've noticed that are more pacifistic by comparison, though would not recommend taking one in the fight, as they tend to be masters of psionics, and the areas that they dwell in Limbo they have almost complete mastery of, whereas Limbo's usually kind of all like chaos and random shit going on. They've mastered their psionic abilities enough to kind of stabilize areas of it at their will.
Cloud basically, well, Cloud and Mecha generally just refer all this knowledge to Elizabeth in a. Bleh, there you go.
Lovely, now my head hurts. So either she
yeah.
has got herself muddled up, or she's trying to send us to start something with the wrong people, or she's trying to get us out of the way.
Yes, it does seem peculiar that the GIF that attacked us off generally from the astral plane, and she's trying to send us to this. And he looks at a book, Limbo, to where the GIF Zerai are, who are generally quite well, from what it says, pacifists, but from what it also says, extremely powerful enough to manipulate that plane of existence to a fashion.
Yeah, there is one little tidbit you did kind of clock on, is that there are two things that will get Gith of either side to get off their ass and immediately fight, no matter what the situation is. The other Gith and their mutual enemy. They're former captors, and there's obviously a chapter that shows both sides of the Gith rising up to what is an image of an illithid on a throne.
Yeah, so, and Cal picks up the book, flicks through the book, finds that picture and shows her and goes, so basically, all three generally hate each other, and if we turn up with a illithid, they'd probably kill us and to get to the illithid, or just being with her. If we turn up in a gift ship to the gifts of ride, they'll probably kill us for that. Yeah, big happy family type thing.
Oh yay.
So we definitely missing a couple of the puzzle pieces to this picture.
Mhm. Elspeth is going to put her hand over her eye, or not her eye, Visca's eye, and just in her head go, I know this is probably not how it works, and this is a huge long shot, but any chance you have any information as to why she's trying to send us to the wrong place would be fantastic, or even a nudge in the correct direction. She says that all in her head.
Wait for a moment for an answer, and all you hear nearby is a book falling over, and it's just a scribe just putting stuff up and couldn't quite reach. She's like, sorry.
Can I go see what the book was that he dropped? I'm going to act like I'm helping him to pick it up and put it where it's going, but I'm going to clock the name of it as I put it up there.
Look at it. And you see on the binding on it is just a case of it's nothing of it you don't think it's anything of importance. You just go, it's just a philosophy book saying that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Particularly the particular page it opened up when you're about to pick it up, you look at it and go, philosophy book. You just can't in passing, just gonna sit there and shut the book.
Cool.
You hand the book back. You just hear one of the scribes saying, "It's like it would appear that one of the more meaty-looking Githyanki got the Githyanki, the things that attacked us." And they talk to the scribe, oblivious that you're there, going, "Yeah, apparently they got a couple of words out of him, and it seems that he can speak common. Strange."
I'm going to take that information back to the table. Apparently the Geff we helped capture speaks common. They've managed to get a couple of words out of him. Might be worthwhile seeing if we can get to him and ask what's going on.
Carol turns to Toto. How do you feel about going to see Geff?
What, Geff the Geff?
Yeah, Geff the Geff. Can I have a chat with him?
He goes, I don't know, man. He didn't seem very cooperative the last time.
Maybe he wanted some smoke.
This big guy's going, you really think that would? Oh man, I want to give him the biggest fucking talk of this shit possible and see what happens. At which point he closes up the tussle of it after putting a little bookmark in it and sticks it in his bag. Ready to do this shit? Is that the plan? Go to this cave, get him high, see what he talks about? Because I'm fucking up for that.
Cloud just turns to the rest of the group and goes, well, definitely might be handy to go have a chat with the other side, the other group, and see what they have to say about all this.
Guys are getting ready. I'm going to have a couple of the scribes say something, which Maka kind of hears. I'm going to see if she can pick it up. She's too busy with you guys. She's like, that's one goes. Follows up with you guys.
I do have access to the spell zone of truth if you need it.
That might be a good idea. I also have a concoction that helps someone speak truthfully, if needs be.
I didn't realize you carried whiskey with you.
Oh no, that's the other sort of truth, so I have both.
Please, lead the way. I'm here to assist.
I suppose we head to I don't know, the Hall of Law, or the I don't know, can't think of words now. Where it would. Was it like the main council building or the jail or something like that?
Wherever the term would be for it, you kind of go. We'll go for wherever they keep prisoners and go. Yeah, about talking to Geff.
Out of character, this is where I would
Blah,
have
blah,
guessed
blah,
the
blah, 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 and then
staff.
next thing he
No,
goes
no.
on, someone goes,
Where
"You
are
mean
we
the
waiting
jail?"
to go? Yes, the jail. Where is it?
Just come over, gives you sort of like, "Oh, you're looking for so and so." It's and he gives you the directions towards the place.
Thank you. I know I've done a couple of jobs there, but every time I've been taken with paladins of the Platinum Dragon, and they tend to block the view of the buildings, especially the armor. Kind of blinds you on occasion.
When you're not familiar with the city, it can be a bit rough, and if you're there in official business, they tend to chase you off. But anyway, got to be a help, and the scribe goes away.
Thank you. And I give directions to everyone. I believe these are the directions we need to go for the jail. Helpful scribe just inform me of them. I kind of get lost in the city every so often.
Yeah, fair enough. And we'll head that direction.
So, as you all gather up and head towards the wherever they tend to keep prisoners in Western, it would be in terms of description. But we'll assume that you spend a lot of time traveling towards wherever they keep prisoners, and the Hargraves office is kind of got a couple guards outside of it that are asking goes, citizens, what do you require?
Good afternoon. We we were hoping. Well, we were a group who managed to capture one of the. Well, we helped capture one of the Geff that you have in prison. Um, and we managed to get a bit of knowledge about some stuff, and we were hoping we could try and talk to the Geff to confirm some information if possible.
Look at one another, kind of roll their eyes back as if they've done this speech a few times. Like, the only way you'll speak to prisoners in this in our custody right now will be either the word of the Margrave themselves or of someone of high noble standing in the city. Otherwise, turn and walk.
One moment, and Cloud will ruffle through his jerkin and pull out Miranda's pendant and go, is this good enough?
Persuasion check with advantage. I hesitate for a moment and go, I guess that she's popular enough, and they step back and goes, they're in the cells, just, and it gives you the directions towards the cells.
Thank you, gentlemen. We shan't be too long.
Y'all kind of all just gaze the group that kind of like once over and goes, no trouble while we're inside. So just enter the cells, and you see there's like common criminals of various like dwarf and elves kind of kicking about. There's a couple of humans, there are like raggedy and looking as if like they're just like petty criminals. There's one that kind of gives Cloud a bit of a wink as he walks by, and he kind of does a sign of thieves' cant with like hand gestures, notifying him he's a member of the clasp.
Cloud just sort of does a quick gesture back, just saying, all good.
A nod, and as you carry on, you eventually get to the cell at the end. And all the other prisoners nearby him are kind of like that sort of way that every now and again they kind of just take a double take from the corner to make sure they're going, or either looking for the wall or looking round. And as you get to the end, of course, there's Geff, and quite calm and just looking at the very small slot that makes for a window in his cell.
Before we get to the cell, Cloud will stop the group and sort of huddle. Is everybody with us now?
Everyone should be with you.
Mhm.
He'll turn to everybody and go, so how do you wish to go about this? Anybody got any good ideas, or shall we just go cards on the table type thing?
Start with cards on the table. If it does not work, maybe we can pull out some magical means. But
First things first. Do we know Latit speaks our language, or does anyone speak its language?
I have already said that it speaks common.
Ah, I didn't hear that. I apologize. I didn't hear you mention that. My apologies.
It is fine.
Would it be a good idea for you, Elizabeth, to take lead on this? Maybe you have got a silver tongue, as it says.
I can certainly try. I do not mind being the person to talk. Get it to talk or not is another matter, but I can certainly try. As long as I'm not in the room by myself.
That would not happen. Don't worry. Okay. So, if we need to, and he'll turn to Azir, if things go a bit too difficult, we may need that zone of truth, I think you said, to come in handy.
Yes, I shall be ready to cast it on as soon as you require it.
Much appreciated. And Cloud will step to the side and gesture for Elizabeth to head along first.
Oh, one thing first. And gently, I gently, I'll gently gesture towards Elspeth. May light guide you as I cast bless on her.
You can cast it on up to 3 people. You may as well pop it on another 2 as well. Just in case they end up needing to do a check of some kind.
Yeah, then I'll also put it on Cloud and Elizabeth. Simply because those players are here.
Is Elizabeth actually with us?
I would have
Yeah,
probably joined you guys
Yeah,
at
it
some point.
says everyone gathered up once she's kind of figured out what you're going to do, and just like, everyone, right, just follow us, we know what we're doing, stick together.
So, yeah. Elspeth, Elizabeth, and Cloud all have bless.
I'm gonna go. This one may be a bit more useful and tap myself and cast guidance on myself.
Cool. Cast that on yourself.
So you get 2d4s to your rolls.
No, I get a d4 to attack rolls and saving throws from your spells and checks from mine. I'm hoping I will not need an attack roll or a saving throw. If I do, this has gone horribly wrong. Anyway, I will enter the room.
No, or you want to just kind of go up to the edge of it and start talking through it?
No, I'm going to go into the room. I'm not talking through the door. It's not very persuasive to talk through the door. I want to seem as friendly as possible.
Enter, it doesn't turn around, it keeps staring at the window.
Can I make a quick check of some kind to see if it's had food, water, if it's been well cared for, if it needs any of that?
Check.
What check am I making? Sorry, you cut off.
Nature.
14.
Don't forget your
Impression
D4.
that this creature has not had anything to eat in what seems like forever, but it also gives off a slight impression that it good laying out for it, it just hasn't eaten it.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Good evening. I believe you understand this language and can possibly communicate in it. My name's Elspeth. Can I ask yours?
A few moments of silence in the room and doesn't seem to answer initially.
Okay. I'm sort of standing by the door, not sort of waiting for kind of permission to enter. I'm trying to be as unimposing as possible. Go. Me and my friends have a couple of questions. We are potentially walking into a dangerous situation that we do not know much about, and we're hoping that you may be able to shed some light. We are being sent to Limbo? Wait, seeing if that gets a reaction from him.
An insight check.
Fuck no. Hang on.
What?
Don't forget your D4.
No, actually, I don't think it'd make a difference, and I only get to use it once with guidance, so I'll keep it. So I'll keep the 6.
And goes to silence in the room after you finish speaking. Out the window.
I can certainly understand why you're reluctant to talk. You've been abandoned by the people that brought you here, captured by what you consider to be your enemy, and locked up in a very small room, probably questioned thousands of times by people that were not exactly pleasant. However, if you cooperate with us, we may be able to help you get out of this situation. I can't guarantee that you'll be sent back from where you came, but I can at least try to get you out of here.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Okay, that one I'm going to add my d4 to. So a dirty 20.
Again, you think there's no reaction until slowly he makes a very stern turn and just stares at you.
May I come in closer? I have a couple of friends with me. We mean you no harm. We're just wanting to ask some questions.
Straightens up a little, and that's about the only reaction he gives.
I'm going to take that as approval and come in. I'm going to turn to the others and go, I don't think we should have all of us in here. I think we would be pretty imposing, so one or two others. Let them decide who's coming in the room.
I look at the
Step into
others.
the room.
Yeah, I gently step in. Just kind of a weaker disposition, just like, yeah, I am no threat whatsoever.
And Cloud steps in the other side. It's quite nonchalant as he usually is. I definitely got one hand on the nice shiny silver longsword at his waist.
Locks eyes at the sword and that you're carrying, and just can just use a subtle growl, just like
I don't think I need to insight check that to know that he's pissed off.
yeah, a very good impression that he does not like the sight of someone else carrying a Githyanki silver sword.
Do I also get the same impression?
Yep, it's not like blatant, but you can tell by just like the how still he was acting to that. It's not trying to hide it, but he's not making a big like whoa rage kind of deal. But you can tell that right now he's like if he thought he could win and get out of here, he'd already have it.
I understand how. I have an idea. I can't say I understand how important those are to you, so I apologise, but my friend has taken it because it was used to hurt him, so he's keeping it. Can I suggest you calm down? As I said, my name's Elspeth. This is Azzy. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes, it is.
That was out of game, by the way. I didn't ask him if that's how I pronounced it. I'm asking Alex.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going with a Z.
Azzy.
But
Okay.
pronounce it any way you want, because I can't pronounce it correctly myself, so it's going to keep changing.
Great. And I'll go, and this is Cloud. As I said, we are being sent to Limbo by a person that we are not quite sure we trust. We are hoping you can shed some light into potentially why we are being sent there. So I believe we have some questions for you. If you are okay or able to answer them, that would be great. And then I will see about holding up my end of the bargain and at least trying to get you out of here.
The hands that were initially behind his back slowly move around and fold in front.
I'm going to turn to Cloud and go, after you. I don't actually know what we were wanting to ask him, so I'm.
Well, first, I assume you can. Well, you obviously understand us. And from what we hear, you can speak our language, at least in a fashion. But obviously, if this upsets you, I'm sorry, but he fell it to us in combat, and he tried to make me fall in. Well, he did make me fall in combat. So in my way, I earned this blade. My way. But we're not truly enemies, are we? You just raid who you think are weaker than you and take what you want. But you do have enemies from what I've learnt. And What would it do to your people if one of your enemies set the other onto your people? How well would you survive against a Zarai?
At which point, when you mentioned that, his head kind of cocks slightly to the side.
And Cloud sort of lifts his hand up to his chin and wiggles his fingers off his chin as like tentacles.
You make that gesture, his eyes kind of not widen, but that sort of way where he kind of just focuses, like, it has a very sharp intake of like air from him, which is like,
Yes. So what if they were planning on getting, and Cloud will point at him, Geff Yankee? Am I correct? And the gifts of Rye to have a nice little fight between themselves.
at which point it kind of looks at it as if like it cocks its head the other way.
Is that perfectly fine with you? If so, then we will just leave and carry on. Let the squid face sit around laughing at you two killing each other.
Persuasion check, please. $14.
Yep.
Looks you up and down as if you're bluffing. Taking the everything you said that you thought you had it at points, but it's kind of like you're pulling at straws here. Kind of look without saying a word. It's kind of getting that sort of like you're not quite convincing me here.
What can I do?
What was the other place we were going to travel to? What was it called again? Something Sea.
The Astral Sea.
Yes. Weren't we going to head there as well as to Limbo?
Well, we weren't too sure which way to go.
Just looking at him to see if Astral Sea sparks a reaction out of him.
Subtle tweak, nothing that would give away a different vibe off him from what you've already said. You've got the major reactions out of him, from what you can tell.
Now I know what to do.
Ah,
Let me think. And Cloud will first make minor illusion of a cranial rat. Well, we've seen these only around the city. Does he flinch or anything when he sees the image?
You can just see the tightening of the knuckles and the kind of look of hate just build up in him.
And now Cloud will take a couple of steps away from Elizabeth, prepare himself, and casts Mask of Many Faces and turn into the Professor's true form that we saw in her secret basement.
And in that moment, he goes from standing perfectly still to a lunge and just lets it this.
Would I be able to get a hold person off?
Let me try.
Let's give it a go. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Moment to find these stat blocks. I have it on
Sorry.
my phone. I was hedging my bets as to what ways we're going to take this, so I was like, Lunge forward with lethal intent.
Yeah, he saves.
Saves, rushes up, gets Cloud by the throat with his bare hands, and just slams him into like the cell door, and you can just hear like the kind of rapid footsteps of guards coming down the corridor.
Cloud instantly drops it, and even though he's choking him a little bit, just smiles and like, how would I have got that image if I did not know them?
At that point, he kind of stares you down and goes like, "Who have you been talking to?"
You, if you step back.
Elspeth is going to very subtly cast message and send to copy. If the guards arrive, please try and keep them out. We are making progress.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, at the moment, as he has his hand on his holy symbol, I do suggest you at least let go of his throat for the moment. We don't want to cause an even bigger scene.
I've got a firm grip on Cloud's throat as he kind of slowly cocks his head back and goes, "Oh."
I can send you back to your home realm if you wish. But that would require you to help us as well.
Throws at you a little bit as he starts to, and Cloud can feel that grip getting a little bit tighter than he would like. A bit of a moment where he looks like he's just about to put his fist through Cloud's chest when he just kind of just retracts and just hand as soon as it comes loose and drops Cloud.
So, are you willing to talk at the very least? May not be my strong suit, but it is theirs.
Starts walking to the back end of his cell and returns to where he was standing. Goes, "Start from the beginning."
How about you first?
Ah, I have an idea. I have the ability to cast a truth spell on this room. If you agree to it, nobody shall resist it. Therefore, you know they will be speaking the truth, and therefore we know you will be speaking the truth. Does that sound fair to you?
Make a persuasion check.
Come on. Something good, something good, something good. Oh, thank God.
Still kind of twitching a little bit, thinking you've already tried to cast something on me once right now. Not a guinea pig.
Does he say that, or is he just thinking it?
That's the general vibe you're getting off him.
Okay. I cast that spell at you. You made a lunge at my friend. It was instinct. Like I'm sure you drawing a weapon when there's a threat is instinct. It was not a spell that meant to harm you. It was a spell that meant to stop you in your tracks. And once my friend was out of the way, I would have let you go.
thinks for a few moments and go, very well.
Right. Then I will cast Zone of Truth and just do the sphere within the room to capture all of us. If he is going to try and save against it, the save is DC 15 Charisma saving throw.
And then just take it.
Same goes for Cloud and Elspeth. If they wish to resist it, is a DC 15 Charisma save.
No, Cloud's fine.
Elspeth really wants to, but she's gonna refrain.
There. The spell is cast. Now we can only speak the truth. For instance, Mr. Cloud, how did you truly obtain that silver sword on your back?
The silver sword at my side. Quite simple. A Geff higher up plunged it through my back and out my chest, killing me after dropping me off his ship. After my allies had brought me back and killed this Geff, I thought it was fitting for me to keep a memento of him.
Now, you, sir, what is your name?
He just walks up and just goes, my name is Jehote.
Jehote. Thank you. Now, we are on an even playing field. Mr. Cloud, if you would care to explain the situation in which you came across that image you used.
Yes. Well, let's try and start at the beginning, shall we? Your people, they came here in search of some books, correct?
That sign just goes, yes.
May I ask, you are a splinter cell of a true Gift force, and you were after these books for what reason?
Our leader has made a compact requiring those books as payment.
Who has he made the contract with?
A mighty warrior who will sweep across this world like a sea of blood and chaos if given chance.
What makes this one think it will succeed?
Power of which you have never seen. Oh, starts to step forward. He goes, the likes of which that could make even gods tremble.
Oh well. And do you know why he wants these books?
for his goals. Aside from which I know nothing. My task was to merely conduct the raid as if standard Githyanki practice, to destroy, pillage, and enslave.
Is it true that you are a splinter faction of a main group that will be hitting a handful of cities around Alexandria?
At that point, his eyebrow raises and he says, quite plainly, Splinter Group, yes. Larger force attacking rest of this place. Shakes his head.
The Cloud just sort of looks at Elzebeth for a moment.
Yeah, Elspeth was already looking in Cloud's direction.
So, your splinter group leader made an agreement with some other being to get these books to help him by coming here and retrieving them. What does your group get out of this deal?
Back up again and just goes power and prestige, all magic and resources to conduct our way of life. Opportunities for power that our normal leadership would rather stem. Tired of fitting into a hierarchy that was slow moving at best.
And are you from Limbo or the astral plane?
At which point he sharply just goes, astral plane.
Are your
Betson goes,
enemies from Limbo?
bets again. Yankee. Do not tolerate comparison to Giserai. Never make such comparison again.
What are the Gifsarai then?
Not staring at you quite blazingly, just like, what did I just say?
I'm not comparing, I'm just wondering what they are. We know somewhat of the Githyanki through you, but we
Offshoot
know
of
nothing of
Gith. That is all you need to know.
If we were to turn up in Limbo on one of your ships, what would happen? Not just to us, but to the rest of your people in the
At which
Astral
point
Sea.
he almost finds the idea almost amusing. He just goes, Yankee and Gisurai will fight to bloodied end if one sees the other.
Would that include the one? Would that just be the one ship that has turned up, or would they take that further into invading each other's territory and starting a war?
Takes a moment to think and goes, skirmishes are a frequent, but if open aggression was caused, possible conflict may arise again. We are technically in constant state of warfare, so what are you getting at? As he starts thinking and putting everything together, you get your all you've told him. It says, "What are you getting at here?"
As Cloud said, we have encountered a squid-face person. Spun us a story about how you were a splinter group that was coming ahead of a main party to attack other places in this plane, and how we would take one of your ships and meet and find this splinter group in Limbo, rescue the people that were taken, and stop the greater attack.
One final persuasion check, please. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. If you're saying that honestly, we're saying the truth for the last 10 minutes, that's not going to be. Well,
I mean, I can still make one if you want to. I can make it at advantage because of the zone of truth.
yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Make it advantage. Anyway. At which point he kind of looks back and goes, then I believe someone is trying to influence you to take advantage of the situation to make the latest raid seem like a precursor to an attack or divisionary tactic on Geff Zarai and implicate my people in such. I say raids between both sides are infrequent but not unheard of, as we are still in state of conflict. You're telling me one of those things, and he starts getting more vicious as he starts to kind of like avoid saying it out loud. Our people so long ago, and that we cast out, is trying to pull strings. He leans forward and goes, where is it?
They will tell you that in a moment. But I have a question. What do your people do with people that they've captured and taken back to the astral sea?
They are put to work.
So they are alive.
They are kept alive so long as they work, or if we use them for practice.
Practice?
Help hone our skills. So predominantly they are kept as servants and labor.
And where is this location in which they are kept?
Our main city on the Astral Sea, or one of our outposts. But if you're referring to the group of which I came from, the Splinter faction does not operate there.
Where do they operate then?
Use the Astral Sea as our usual navigating point. After that, we find secluded demiplane that was provided for us by our commander and the one he made the compact with.
Or splinter with hostages, if there is nowhere to put them to work.
They still make use of.
How?
Labor in our own fortress, or the one they make the compact takes ones he thinks is useful.
What happens if he finds that they're not useful to him?
Disposed of. They work until they fall, or if they resist, they are used to train or maintain the training.
Does Does anyone have any other questions? Cloud, do you have any other questions?
Cloud sort of just stand there a little bit, doing sort of what he was doing when he heard the when he was thinking about the mind flare, but Cloud's doing the same thing, but when he's talking about the slavery, just getting really pissed off, but he just sort of shakes his head as no.
Did you have any further questions for us?
Where is this bitch?
Right now, somewhere in restaurant. I do not know exactly where.
That is quite simple.
Actually, you're still under the zone of truth, and you know where she went.
I don't know exactly. I've never been to where the ship is, so I don't know exactly where she is. I know she's in the city somewhere, but I don't know where the ship is, so I don't know exactly where she is.
The whole party went to see where the ship was parked. It's still at the east gate. It's not been able to move. It's literally been a day.
Oh, is it still? I didn't know it was still there. Becca didn't know it
Yeah.
was still there. Becca assumed it had been moved. Because I think the last thing when we were there was
I might need to have
Thingy saying moved.
maybe have filled that detail a bit there, but okay, so it wasn't physically moved. They're just guards are watching it. I want to do that whole let's move it with heavy objects and pull it across halfway through the restaurant through the city streets. They're like, no, we'll just keep buying it. Maybe pitch a tent around it. Typical sort of research kind of
Okay.
on the fly.
Sorry, I didn't know. It wasn't specified. I assumed they'd moved it to somewhere safer.
I should have been a bit more thorough when mentioning that that's where she was off to. But in hindsight, when she says that I'm going to go to where the ship was kept, I would have made sure to mention that it was exactly where it was beforehand.
Okay, so I'll go. She is at the ship that she is trying to fix, which is by the east gate. Whether she will still be there now, I do not know. We are meant to be meeting her later, but that does not mean that is where she is at this moment.
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Better late than never, I guess.
Yes.
Someone would like to catch up. I mean, while I go and get myself a fresh drink, I'll be back to 6.
We are currently interrogating the gift that was captured. Under a zone of truth, we are interrogating him, and he's giving us a lot of information.
Okay.
You and Cloud did a lot of research at the Cobalt Reserve, and Elizabeth was kind enough to get you a ring of spell storing and rolled a natural 20 on an Arcana, which now has a absolutely insane spell in it, which Scott hasn't told us, but I'm pretty sure he will shortly tell you.
All caught up.
I think so.
Cool. Next
Okay.
question that Hote is going to ask is, are you still willing to work with this bitch?
Elspeth just flat out says no. No. I can't speak for the others, but that is my decision made for me.
We are not going to work with her, but we need to work out a way to deal with her.
If all this information is correct, then no, because her goal is not to help those who were taken.
He stands and ponders for a moment and goes,
If we...
there is
Oh, sorry, after you.
possibility of you getting the people who were taken back. Would you still consider?
I was exactly about to ask you the same thing, of if we helped you deal with this, would you help us get the people that were taken back? Including any bodies of those who were not useful.
He stands there and kind of goes, I must admit this arrangement is not working out exactly as we were foretold. We seem to have swapped one lofty master for another, and quite frankly, Geff got tired of servitude.
Though you take slaves to make others serve you, are you not like them who enslaved you?
A very long and insightful stare. He goes, we live for war, but spoils spoil. Right now, I've heard whispers of disloyalty and discontent that are getting louder and louder. This whole raid thing was just another case of getting us out of one foothold and now turn into another mess, and now you're telling me that the Illithids are now fucking with us once again. What you're saying is all true. They're trying to provoke conflict rather than after so long. And to hell with this combine. Tell me where this illithid bitch is. I'll remove her head, and in exchange, I take you to our base for our. And he puts his fingers up, just a splinter group about dealing with this once and for all.
May we quickly discuss with the remainder of our group that is outside? I cannot see why this wouldn't be a deal we take, but it is not our decision to make alone.
Cloud just holds up a finger and just looks at him. What does it? What guarantee can we have that you kill this illithid, takes us to your base of operations, and then just enslave or torture us?
An insight check as you say that. No reaction. There's just straight.
Go discuss with the rest of the party. I shall remove him.
I want to insight check Azzy. He's in a prison cell. Why the hell does he want to stay in the room with him?
Go ahead.
Fuck. I don't know.
As he literally just wants to make sure he doesn't try to attack the guys from behind.
Yeah. Cloud will just fail Beth to leave first and then follow her out.
And as they do, as you will just take a step into the doorway between them.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions you have for me? Unlike the rest of them, I don't have much knowledge about what's happened with that thing, but if there are questions I can answer, I will give you my answers.
Thanks for a moment and says, "Have you seen more of?" And he points out towards the hallway, sees Cloud, and points to the silver sword.
Not
I
many.
need to pause for a second and say back to the party members, Cloud, did you pick up more than one that was silver? 'Cause I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
I believe he picked up a great sword as well, didn't he?
Yes, I did, but I was going to say if it was alright to have handed it to the orcs to take back to Ellie's if they didn't want it.
Did you not give another one away to somebody?
Yeah, it was that one. So I've only got the long sword
And the
at my
dagger.
waist. And I've got the silver dagger, but that's like tucked away.
Well, daggers, and have no consequence to these guys. It's I wanted to double check the Geff weapons. If you had two silver ones, where the other one went.
No, like I say, if it's all right to say I gave it to the orcs, that was fine. But if not, then that's probably slung over a great sword slung over his back, either.
Want to make that the case, then that'll be the case. And we'll say that as he overheard you saying give it to the orcs.
I believe there was a great sword of similar design to that longsword that was given to some orcs. But I have seen a couple of the other swords that fell being taken by soldiers and either being worn at their sides or being melted down to make silver coin.
The thought of Yankee's silver sword getting melted in for silver coins makes his blood boil, but he goes, "For Yothrin's sake, I hope his companions are well versed in combat."
I believe they are. He wouldn't have given them the sword if he didn't believe so. And as with your people, spoils are meant to be taken from the fallen.
Yankee would rather die than hand those swords over to anyone else.
And that's why I
When
believe
that is the case, they do not lie in the possession of others for very long before someone comes to retrieve them.
yes, and yet no one has come to retrieve you.
Your reaction.
But I will tell you this, as you know I am being honest. If the need does arise, I do have the ability to send you to your own plane of existence. I hope that doesn't need to arise and we can use the ship to travel. But if you need to go there alone, I do have that ability. But that will be a last resort, and it will come with a price.
I can fly the ship.
Excellent. Um, you might want to check the ship. I believe the professor, that's the thing, was going to fit a device. So if you know how the ship operates, perhaps you could figure out what sort of device it has fitted to it and remove or deal with it.
Which point straightens up and says, "Get me out of this cell and we'll see." And now we have a mutual enemy causing more harm to both our sides. They all for fools.
Yes. I give you my word as a servant of the Old Father. I will bring no harm to you or your people unless provoked. I am a healer by nature. Violence is my principles most of the time, but if I must defend myself, the people around me, I am happy to use such means. That also includes if you betray.
A persuasion check.
Come on, big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. Ooh, yay!
Tell the others to make their arrangements to get me out of this cell. What can be done?
And just waiting for the others to come back after talking to the rest of the group.
So, conversation happening outside. All happening in
Obviously, me and Ellsworth, I assume, fill the rest of the group in on um, what he said about obviously the Illithid, the professor, talking shit and all that, and their thoughts on everything.
Hmm.
I missed one little bit. It's out of character. But what is this about the the small plane, the pocket planes, and all those stuff, and the splinter group?
So
So this splinter group is trying to get into power.
basically, the Splinter Group have made an agreement with a man of great power. They'll bring him the books, and then when he takes over the world, they'll get some more power from it. At the moment, where they live is they go into the astral sea, and then from there they go to a little pocket plane that he's made them to hide in.
And they don't know who this man is.
He didn't tell us. He doesn't know. Or we didn't really ask. We tried to, but we got roundabout answers.
Okay. And then your Cloud and Elspeth tells the party all this.
And that he's made the offer of if we help him kill Squidface, then he'll take us to get our people back.
Which Cloud will say he doesn't quite trust, especially as he didn't answer that question of what's to stop him from like taking us there and enslaving us and torturing us and da 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 da.
So as copy, it seems like we basically have two really bad deals in front of us. We can either go with the Illithid,
No.
we can either go with Dr. Hedro and potentially cause war, or we can go with this guy and potentially be enslaved. But not cause war, so some positives.
But upside about the war is it won't be here, but we're more than likely will be killed instantly once we get to the limbo place.
And that does not guarantee that the war would not spill over to here. When have you ever heard of a war that stays in the place it started?
Could we perhaps not make an agreement that this Geff needs to return our companion to us before we agree to hand over the illithid, the Dr. Hedra?
No, that would mean he'd have to contact his people to get the captive back, and in so doing, more than likely inform them that they are being manipulated by an illithid and quite possibly getting another raid attack on us to hunt down the illithid, who obviously has the books, saying it quietly away from the room so he doesn't hear.
You guys need to decide as a group. If I was by myself, this would be an easy decision. But as a group, we need to decide, or you need to decide.
It is your decision to make as well. You get your input. If the outcome affects you, you get the same input as everybody else.
We're now stuck either ways. But maybe avoiding a full war is a better option.
We are more likely to, at the end of the second option, than we are the war option. Because we are not going to survive the Gifts and I as a whole coming down on a little ship. Not going to happen. Whereas this guy might be trustworthy enough.
A quick out of character, sorry. So the illithid basically offered us saying he's gonna help us control the ship and go into the area to get our companion back. That's it.
But
He didn't say anything else.
basically, the deal is we get him out of jail. He'll go and we take him to the illithid. He'll kill the illithid, then he'll take us in the ship back to their demi-plane, and supposedly we can get all the slaves that they took from Westrun and bring them back home.
The illithid was basically telling us that there was this splinter cell that was, if we stopped them, it would stop a bigger war. Plus, we'd be able to help the people that they took, and that this splinter cell was in limbo.
Out of character, that's so much easier as a deal.
What?
Out of character, that's so much easier as a deal. I think.
Yeah, but she's lying. This splinter cell is not in out of character and in character. This splinter cell is not in limbo.
She's sending us to limbo to
Start
basically get slaughtered by the Zerai, so they can start attacking the Yankee a lot more.
So basically, we get nothing out of going to limbo with her, apart from our deaths.
Perhaps then our approach should not be to make a decision yet, but to go back and speak to Dr. Hedra in more detail.
Why?
Well, if we believe that he's lying to us, then perhaps we need to. She's lying to us. Perhaps we need to challenge her on this. Find out why she's lying to us.
Maka, any ideas?
I'm not very sure that I want to go in a different dimension. But I think it won't it won't be for the first time for me. So
Did she say sorry? For some reason I can't pick her up. Give me a second, I'll reload Discord.
Two super bullshit deals, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
The first.
Well, I will definitely say we do need the Geff to kill the Illithid, because I'm pretty sure if we kill the Illithid, the cranial rats will notice and inform whoever she's working with.
The elephant deal is not a deal.
Oh, definitely.
There's no gain from it for us. There's no deal. It's just a death sentence. So it's not two bullshit deals. It's one deal that is probably bullshit, and the other one is a death sentence.
But for some weird reason, she said she would come with us. If we would be killed instantly, why would she come with us unless she's doing the, well, out of character, doing the same thing as Visca had with the Victor Homunculus type situation?
Anyone else think Victor is the person pulling the strings behind all this?
That is definitely one of the scratches at the back of my head. Just going, just that Victor laugh.
It just seems so fitting for it to be Victor.
I don't think that's a good deal for us. That's my opinion.
Which one?
Which one of the two?
I don't like the two of them, but I think we must choose one of them, and I really don't want to go to another dimension.
They both involve going to another dimension, unfortunately.
Well, there's always option 3 of the same. Fuck it and leaving.
Would
Sometimes
Cloud be?
it's a better option.
Yeah, how is that not option one?
Would Cloud be able to leave the people being slaves on the ship?
That Cloud could, as long as he knows his brother's not one of them.
Wasn't there, remind me, when Visca was captured, wasn't there an orc there, or was that just Genji, a human, and
The tiefling, one of the tiefling brothers.
Mm-hmm.
no mention of an orc?
No, but there was more people there.
I'm not gonna lie, I think this is a good place to break so we can have the whole party to make a decision. Oh god, this is
Yeah. But I definitely know Cloud needs to find out what Azir just heard from the Geff and that about the swords.
Zia will tell you information.
Because currently there are 2 young half Goliath children wielding a couple of great swords, and Cloud just sent a third one to be given to one of the other half Goliaths.
Actually, you sent the third one to be given to the dragon.
Ellie won't wield us. Well, don't think we've actually talked properly. Ellie would probably wield a greatsword if really needed to. But yeah. Doesn't matter, the 3 silver gift greatswords in one spot. Yay.
You've doomed the orphanage.
Nah, it's not annoying me until Cloud finds out properly and then he's gonna go fuck.
Yeah. And I agree with Zuzu. I think this is a pretty decent spot to call it for tonight, seeing as Scott's having issues.
Yeah, I agree with that because we definitely need Sam here as well to put it in his 2 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's having some Discord issues.
Yeah, I think let's call it here. Sorry, Ami, you didn't really get to play when you came.
Yeah, Scott agrees that it seems to be alright to call it.
Cool, I will turn the stream off then.